Hey, what is up guys? It is Slikk here. I'm back again with another video. And if you can recall, back to January of 2016, there was some free DLC that dropped for Batman Arkham Knight. A part of this DLC was the Wayne Manor challenge map. A part of this challenge map was a piano, and much like in Batman Arkham VR, as we recently saw, when you play the piano, a certain event happens. Now, it's not quite as cool as in Batman Arkham VR, where you descend into the Batcave, but here when you play the piano, a secret hidden wall is revealed, and on this wall, front and center of the wall, is what we now know is a jail cell and 4-25 written above the doorframe. Now, when this was initially revealed, everybody, myself included, was going crazy over this, wondering what it meant, what it implied, what was going to come of this, what is going to happen on April 25th. Now, remember, this was back in January, okay? So a few months to wait. We wait, April 25th comes around, nothing happens, literally nothing. And if you can recall, that was around the time when Batman Return to Arkham was being leaked. It was not fully announced yet, if I recall correctly. I'm pretty sure it was not. So we thought that maybe that was going to be the day the trailer dropped for Batman Return to Arkham. Nope, absolutely nothing. Rocksteady tweeted nothing that day, if I can recall. So we were all sort of disappointed, myself included, and everybody was starting to say, okay, well maybe on 4/25, April 25th, of course, 4 is, the 4th month of the year, April 25, the 25th day of April. So people were thinking that something was going to happen on April 25th, and people were starting to say, okay, let's just wait until April 25th, 2017. Maybe that's the big day. Maybe that's when a new game comes out or something like that, or a new trailer for their Rocksteady's next game, and maybe that's what it's going to be. It turns out that it's not really any of those things. It is sort of, in a way, alluding to a new game, and that game being Batman Arkham VR. So I did want to talk about what 4/25 meant and what the Easter egg has in terms of a significance for not only Batman Arkham VR, but the Batman Arkham franchise as a whole. So 4/25 was not teasing a new Batman Arkham game, and it was not teasing Batman Return to Arkham, but rather Batman Arkham VR, which at the time we did not know about when the DLC, the January DLC, was released. So what is the importance and what is the meaning of this? I think in some ways it's rather self-evident, but in other ways it's pretty powerful and impactful, I think, certainly. Because Batman Arkham Asylum, as we all know, opens with Batman and the Joker riding together into the asylum. And Batman Arkham VR, what may possibly be the last installment ever to the Arkham franchise, certainly Rocksteady's last installment to the franchise, is with the Joker. You look into the mirror and the very last frame is at the Joker. And of course the games have this overarching theme about the duality of their personalities and whether or not they are, a different side of the same coin sort of deal, but also just sort of introspectively evaluating their inner psyches, I think, is a big part of the games. And whether we want to admit it or not, some people may not want to, but the reality of it is the Batman Arkham games is a video game franchise that is based upon Batman and the Joker's relationship. It is evident throughout Batman Arkham Asylum. Arkham City, he's not, of course, the main villain, I certainly would argue. It's probably be Hugo Strange or Ra's al Ghul. But just in what happens at the end of the game and the sort of impact of that moment, it's, irrevocable. It's unequivocal that is the biggest moment of that game, what happens at the end of Batman Arkham City, of course, with the Joker's death. Spoiler alert. And in terms of Batman Arkham Knight, you enter the same sort of thing. And to say that Scarecrow is the main villain of Batman Arkham Knight, I think would be not true. It'd just be totally not true. And of course, the main villain of that game is your own mind, and sort of the Joker's inner psyche sort of trying to take over yours. And that inner battle is far more impactful and powerful, and also more intriguing than that of which the main game with Scarecrow and the Arkham Knight. And then you enter Arkham Origins, and just when you think it's not about the Joker, it is. So the Arkham games is a franchise about Batman and his relationship with the Joker and what it means and what that conflict really stands for on a more personal level.
Running Sionis' operation.
Well, technically it's my operation now. Isn't that right, boys?
You got me. Now let her go.
Oh, life would be so simple if you were all I wanted. No, you're just a teeny little distraction compared to what I've got up my sleeve. Here, have a laugh on me. Do you hear that? Sounds like 8 tiny reindeer.
Poison Gotham in hell. It's not even breakfast. But so what? We all know you'll save me.
Every decision you've ever made ends with death and misery. People die. I stop you. You'll just break out and do it again.
Think of it as a running gag. No!
Are you happy now?
Do you want to know something funny? Even after everything you've done, I would have saved you.
That actually is pretty funny.
So I think that Arkham VR brings that full circle, and with that final frame of Batman Arkham VR ending with the Joker, you look into the mirror and you are Batman, but you see the Joker. I think that's a very impactful moment, and one in which was teased rather adequately by the January DLC Wayne Manor map. Now, if you're like me, I mean, I didn't want the tease to be of a 1-hour VR game that 99% of us will never play, but on one hand, it is still cool, and, you know, maybe they could release Arkham VR for, like, regular, I don't know, I guess it's only a VR game, whatever, but I just don't see how they really expect any of us to buy that. It's so expensive. But anyway, that's basically the meaning behind the 425 Easter egg. Once again, 4-25 is the date in which the Joker was created, and it was a tease. It was supposed to be a big reveal that sort of everything was supposed to come together for you as you walk up to the jail cell and you see 425, and then you pull it down and you see the Joker. That is definitely what they were teasing. If you're like me, when I saw the first playthrough, I didn't even realize that 4-25 was on the door. It's actually, there's no dash, but you get the point. It's 425. I didn't even realize that was on the door, if you're like me. But afterwards, I obviously did, and it's pretty obvious that that is what they were teasing. But once again, I think it's impactful for more reasons than it was just a tease for Batman Arkham VR, because the Arkham franchise is about Batman's relationship to the Joker and the significance of that, and I think that Arkham VR represents that very well, and it's one of the reasons I gave it a rather positive review, regardless of the fact that I didn't play it because it's $420. But from the story perspective, and what that sort of game means and implies is Rocksteady's last installment to the Arkham franchise. I think it's very powerful and was very fun and entertaining to watch, and definitely had me thinking after I watched the full playthrough. Okay, so I hope you guys have enjoyed the video, and if you did, feel free to give it a thumbs up. My point being in this video is not to let you down, it's just to make it very clear that I wouldn't be, waiting for April 25th, 2017 and, refreshing Rocksteady's Twitter every 2 minutes on that day in 2017, because chances are that's not going to happen, as some people thought it maybe was. 425 was a tease for Batman Arkham VR, and I look forward to seeing what WB Games Montreal is working on, whether that involves the Batman franchise or any other DC property. I look forward to seeing that in the coming months. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. If you did, feel free to give it a thumbs up, subscribe for my Batman Return to Arkham full walkthrough. We'll talk about all kinds of Arkham stuff in those playthroughs and walkthroughs. It's going to be a ton of fun. I'll see you guys on Tuesday. For now, I'm playing the Infinite Warfare beta. Having a pretty good time. If you'd like to hear my thoughts on the beta, I can definitely run those down. It's sort of mixed. I've been enjoying the game, but I have my complaints about it, of course. But it's Call of Duty, so they've already got my money, so shit. Okay, hope you guys have enjoyed. If you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.